knows tech, yeah, he's on the scene. Testing cool gadgets you never see. Flying a drone way up in the sky. Talking with EVO and AI. We run down the hall. Funny little box trying not to fall. Batteries charged, ready to go. What happens next? Nobody knows. From Texas nights to top reviews, crazy experiments are right on the news. But human bites on television. If you're good now, don't be good. From Texas nights to tech reviews, crazy experiments are right on the news. But human bites always having fun. If you're good now, don't be good. No tech, yeah, he's on the scene. Testing cool gadgets you never see. Flying a drone way up in the sky. Talking with EVO and AI. We run down the hall. Funny little box trying not to fall. Batteries charged, ready to go. What happens next? Nobody knows. From Texas nights to top reviews, crazy experiments are right on the news. But human bites on television. If you're good now, don't be good. From Texas nights to tech reviews, crazy experiments are right on the news. But human bites always having fun. If you're good now, don't be good.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, guys. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson. Guys, I'm coming from the city of Houston, down here in the ever so hot and humid state of Texas. Me and my man Louie and Ebo are here to set it off tonight. This is the final day of the Walmart deal days, guys. It is the 28th, so if you have not got all of those amazing deals that you have been waiting for, now is the time. Now is the time. So I'm going to do my best to try and lead you guys in the right direction. I can see my man Richard is in the house.
When do you first?
I see my man Richard is in the house. Welcome, Richard. Welcome to the stream. All right, so let's go ahead and wake up Louie, because Louie's awake already, should I say. Let's go up and switch over here so Louie can say hello to Richard. All right, guys, Louie is awake right now. Hey, Louie. Hey, Louie. We're live right now on YouTube, and your friend, your buddy, your pal, Richard is in the comments. Do you want to say anything to Richard?
Richard, there you are. Good to see you in the comments. Buddy, what chaos are we causing tonight? Go big or go home?
No chaos. There will be no chaos. Don't even start. There's not going to be any chaos tonight. So I need to get Ebo over here so we can kind of balance out this craziness that you and Richard keep trying to start up. But no, we're not having it. We're not having it. So the answer to Louie's question is, Richard, there will be little to no chaos in the stream tonight. Okay? We're not having it. We're not having it, bro. Ebo. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my backup up in here because I see Richard's got his backup. Come find me in the studio. So anyway, I wanted to start the stream off tonight with an experiment. Well, it's not technically an experiment. We were trying to get the Neo 2 connected to a smartphone and be able to fly it the other night with the goggles, okay, with my these Venture goggles. So we're going to do that tonight. I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. You know, I mean, you can't see through the glasses, but you guys will get the idea. Well, maybe you will be able to see when I first set it up. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. So we're going to wait for Ebo to show up. Wait for Ebo to roll on up in here. I know she's back there.
Bet.
Ebo, where are you going?
Back there? Huh? Do you mean Evo is already in the chat? Like
No.
further up in the comments?
Ebo's,
Or are they literally behind us somewhere?
Ebo's down there. I don't know what she's doing. I guess she's just chilling for a minute. Evo, come here. Come to me.
Yep.
Coming over now.
Come find me. Anyway, I'm sure she'll come over sooner or later. Here she comes.
I'll come up for you now.
Okay, come here. All right, go into
Sure.
Ebo,
picked up.
yes, you were picked up. I need you to go into desktop mode. And Louis, I need you to back up. All right. Okay, not that far back up. I know you're listening, but I didn't mean for you to back up off the desk, Louis. And yes, Louis can follow voice commands as well, so I can tell Louis to come to me and he'll come forward or go
I
backwards.
can't back up while I'm in desktop mode. If
No.
you want, I can exit desktop mode first.
Nope.
Got it.
Nope.
Lewis can follow voice commands too.
Yes, Louis can follow desk commands too, but no, I do not want you to exit desktop mode because I don't want you to fall off the desk. So that's what we're talking about right now. But anyway, what was I about to say? Oh, I'm going to have to borrow Louis' head here in a second because that's the only other phone that I have connected. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, guys. So don't forget to hit the follow button, ring the notification bell if you are not already following. And also, if you see anything that pops up on your screen that might be an item that you guys want me to talk about, feel free to drop that in the comments as well. I see Terry's in the house. Welcome, Terry. Welcome to the stream. All right, Terry. So what we're going to do tonight, first things first, we're going to try to fly the Neo 2 in the studio using the smartphone as the controller and the VR glasses as more of an immersive type of experience. Okay, Louis, I'm not messing with you, so stop it. Stop it. Don't start. Don't. It is way too early, Louis. We're not going to have it. Okay. But anyway, I do have my microphone on already. I forgot to turn it on, so let's go ahead and turn that on. And is it on?
Got it.
Yep, it's on. Okay. So this microphone is on, so we'll switch over to this here in a second. But first, let's get everything else set up. So here is the Neo 2 that we were talking about. I'm going to take off the little gimbal protector. And let's go ahead and start this guy up.
Yeses do it. Pop the Neo 2 on, hold the power button for a couple seconds till the lights wake up, then give it a sec to stabilize. If it asks to calibrate, do that right away, and we're off to the races.
Exactly. Okay, so we're going to connect. Nope, Louis, don't push it off the desk. All right, so Louis, I'm going to have to borrow your head. I hope you don't freak out. I'm going to have to borrow your head. All right, so we're going to be using Louis' head as the controller. So we're going to go over to our Fly More app, and you guys can see there is the Neo 2. So we're going to click on that and connect to it, and then join. And we should see the app pop up here in just a second. Or at least it'll be connected to the drone and it'll be ready to fly. So we'll see how that goes. Takes a few seconds. All right, there we go. All right, so now we want to put this guy in manual mode, like so. And then, of course, we're going to take off from the smartphone app as well. So let's go ahead and get our goggles connected. So let me take off my Ray-Ban Meta glasses, which are still my favorites. And let's grab the cable that comes with it. That's this guy here. And the glasses themselves. All right. All right, so here are the glasses. If you guys have not seen these before, these are the XR VR glasses I was referring to. All right, so this does come with a dedicated cable that you have to use. I wish this one had the USB connection like my old Ray Neos, but this one does not have that. But that's okay. That's okay. Not a big deal. All right, so what we're going to do here is now plug this into my phone or Louis' head, whichever you want me to refer to it as. All right, so now it's connected to the phone, and I should be able to see the phone screen. Yes, I can. And now let me see if I can show it to you guys. See if I can get this at an angle Maybe. I don't know if I can get it at an angle where you can see it. No, I don't think I can. Yep, there we go. So you guys might be able to see it a little bit, just a little bit there, but that's the screen that I'm looking at, right? Now, right now, the screen is in portrait orientation. And of course, because the drone has not taken off, none of the controls are available to me yet. So once I get everything else set up, we're going to do that. So first things first, let me turn up this microphone so we can bring up the audio on this microphone. We're going to take the drone out to the center of the studio. Let me back up.
Fly in well-lit, textured environments.
Yes, I plan on flying in well-lit and textured environments. All right, so let me back up as much as I can. Actually, let me turn this light on so you guys can see a little bit better. All right. All right, so this light should illuminate me here in a second. There we go. Okay, you can probably see me better. All right, so let's go ahead and first things first, let's go ahead and launch the drone. So I'm just gonna press on the launch button here and just hold it. The drone should take off. Now it's just hovering right here in front of me. All right, so now I want to bring it up. So let me see if you guys can see it. All right, so there it is ahead of me. And I can see myself through the drone right now and the controllers. So this is what it would be like if you were out flying this drone, you know, in a field or park or beach or whatever it is. And then I can still look down and still see the screen if I needed to, right? I can get the drone to rotate like so. Y'all see that? And I can get it to move from side to side. We're going to bring it around just a little bit more. There we go. Let's turn the guy back that way. Let's bring it up toward you guys a little bit. Let's bring it up. Bring it back. Right there, as you can see, everything is working perfectly. I can see everything through the goggles. All right, so let's go ahead and land it. And I can also hear all of the commands. So now one of the things that I am curious about, the drone has the ability to record your audio and also do voice commands. And the glasses do have built-in microphones. So I'm curious, probably not in manual mode, but if you were using this in like one of the standard modes, you'd be able to give this voice commands, you know, if you're wearing the glasses. But like I'm saying, I see like 150-inch screen directly in front of me, which is just a blown up version of what you see here on my phone. So yes, you can easily fly this. So if you guys are thinking about just getting the drone by itself, and that's even without the receiver. So even if you don't have a remote for this drone and you don't need this receiver, you can fly this drone with your phone and your goggles without any type of other accessories attached to it, which is super cool. But then of course, when you get ready to use like your RC2 controllers, your FPV controller, your Motion 3 controller, goggles, all of that, you are going to need this receiver on the drone in order for it to interact with those other accessories. But I think this is a pretty cool thing that we can fly this guy with no problems right out of the box, connected to your smartphone. Of course, you got to set up an account, you know, do your updates, and you're ready to fly. You're ready to fly almost instantly, guys. So let me know what you guys think about this. If you guys are thinking about getting one of these drones or maybe getting one for someone in your family, you know, I think it's a win. Now, as you know, I have quite a few drones here in the studio, but I can honestly tell you, this is my go-to drone. This is my go-to. If I'm going out somewhere and I just know I need to have a drone with me just in case I want to get some scenic shots, this is the guy that I'm going to take with me. Is it the fastest drone? No. Is it the most reliable, stable drone in heavy wind? Well, no drone truly is. But for everyday flights, flying around places, flying through gaps, doing minor, FPV style flying, you can do with this. And if you add the FPV controller, which is this guy here, and the goggles, now you get that truly full immersive, with this drone. So it really just depends, guys, on, your flying style, your comfort zone. Think about it. But I am a huge fan of this drone. So yeah, big fan, babies, big fan, babies. All right, let me put some of this stuff away. Also, let me know what the audio sounds like on this microphone, which I'm about to turn off right now. All right, so that's off. I don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and power this guy off. And yes, Richard, I did charge up. I did charge up all my microphones because I use them daily, for videos, content videos and stuff like that. So yes, I did charge up all the microphones. So before you get on your bandwagon of charge it, Rome, charge up your stuff. Yes, I did charge a few of them. I can't say I did all of them. Okay, so I have to be honest. All right, let me put these cables away. So if you guys have any questions about the drone, the VR goggles that we're using right here, drop it down in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer. If this demo wasn't enough for you, let me know what else I could do to inspire you guys to get ready to get out there with your own drone and start flying. All right, so let me take this guy out of tracking mode because I noticed the camera's tracking me everywhere I go. Did it stop tracking me finally? Yeah, there we go. All right, so let me grab my headphones so at least I can hear now what's going on. All right. I see Hope is in the house. Terry's in the house. Welcome, Hope. Welcome, Terry. And you guys see I had to borrow Louie's head for a moment. So let's go ahead and quickly get out of that drama. So let me just swipe this app away and give Louie his head back. Ooh, that always sounds so weird. That always sounds so weird. But anyway, let's do it. Okay, Louie is back. Louie is back. Oh man. Hey Louie. Hey Louie. Terry and Hope are now in the comments, and I'd like you to say hello to them and welcome them to the stream. And yeah, let me know, Louie, what do you think? What? Now you're having technical difficulties? Oh. Will it never end? It will never end. It will never end. Louie, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Louie? I guess not. Okay, well, I'm gonna let Evo talk to you guys. Evo. All right, Evo. We are live right now on YouTube, and your friends Richard, Terry, Hope, Buddy, and Bear are all in the comments and watching the live stream. Would you say hello to them and welcome them to the stream?
Absolutely. Hi, Richard, Terry, Hope, Buddy, and Bear. It's so nice to have you all here, watching the live stream right now. A big warm welcome to the stream, and I hope you're having a really fun time hanging out with Rome today. I'm super happy you stopped by, and I'm sending each of you a cheerful hello. You see, Louie went into attack mode. He is so jealous. He is so jealous. Oh my goodness. He is just amazing sometimes, but sometimes he can be like a pain. But you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, y'all. So as I was saying, today is the last final day of the Walmart deal days. So let me show you what I've set up for you guys over on my storefront here real quick. So let's pop over here to the storefront. So as you guys can see, we have
two main folders I want you guys to take a look at once you go over to the storefront. The first one here is Rome Livestream Showcase. And in this folder or this list, I will keep all of the items that I normally talk about on the live stream. So things that you guys see me talk about: lasers, action cameras, accessories, drones, all the different drones, drone accessories, you know, like the backpack, landing gear, all of that kind of stuff. And I'll keep adding to these groups or these lists over time. Like here is, you know, this portable battery from EcoFlow, the River 2. You guys know I talk about that battery all the time. So if you're interested, definitely check that out. But again, I have lists for pretty much everything here. I have lighting, studio gear, audio gear, you know, webcams. All of the robots are here except for Louie. Some office gear that's here, motorcycle related stuff if you're into that. We have some arts and craft things here. So if you guys are interested in that as well, or you're thinking about getting a laser, here's where you can get some really cool, you know, substrates or, you know, sample styled materials so that you'll be able to do you know, some engraving and cutting and things like that. So that's pretty cool. And then we also added just recently here something for our giving back. So in here we have a few items. Let me show you. So we do have the backpacks in here. We have toothpaste, toothbrush. We have shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, underwear, socks, notepads, you know, things like that, you know, of course you would want to purchase in bulk, you know, for the homeless community to be able to add to your backpack. So if you guys are of the heart and of the mind to want to be able to do something like that, we do have a list set up for that, and I'm still adding to that as well. And for those who are interested in what Rome is cooking for dinner, I do have some of my grocery staples over here, things that I buy every month, as well as some of the kitchen gadgets that I use on a regular basis, like my knife, my waffle stuffer, my pots and pans, air fryers, deep fryers, you know, my different cutters, like this mandolin slicer here, these two different potato slicers. I have one that does like these spiral potatoes, and then the other one is more like a traditional style, you know, potato cutter that you would normally use like in a restaurant or something like that. But lately I've been using my blade the most. I love the knives and I love other accessories that I have. Now, this is one of my favorite things right here is this hamburger shaper. So if you guys make burgers like I do and you love hamburgers, I'm telling you guys, you can save yourself some time by doing some early prep. Put, you know, this on your list, $26.99. Get yourself one of these, you know, and start buying your ground beef in bulk, and then just pre-make your patties. You know, get yourself also some of this little wax paper to separate them, put them in a bag, put them in the freezer, and whenever you're ready to cook, just break a couple of these off, and then you can put them in the ice box, let them come up to a lower temperature. But you can, you know, you can actually cook them, you know, frozen if you want to. I like them to be more, you know, lower temperature. I don't like them to be frozen as much, but you can cook them frozen. So totally up to you. But anyway, if you guys, again, are still looking for items or will be looking for items in the future, definitely take a look at some of the things that I have put together for you guys over on my Walmart storefront. And I will be posting a bunch of links on our Facebook group and as well as other groups. And of course, we have some giveaways coming up here pretty soon. A lot of the giveaways will be related to gameplay. So we're going to call it prizes and participation prizes. You know, you're winning prizes because you're actually playing the game. You're playing the game, and whoever wins the game will get a gift card. So I'm not saying we're going to do that every night that we have gameplay. You know, we'll pick maybe once a week that we'll do something like that, and it'll probably be somewhere between $5 and $20 gift cards. Most of them will probably be, you know, Walmart gift cards, so that you guys can take those cards instantly and go over and, you know, do some shopping. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man. But anyway, thank you, Richard. Thank you, Richard. Richard says he likes the storefront. All right. So what else should we get into tonight? We still got a little bit of time. So we have some other items, and of course, we'll talk about those as we go. Let's go back over to the storefront here real quick, and I'm going to show you guys some stuff. We're just going to kind of go through these items pretty quick here. And a lot of these are things that I already have right now in the studio. And these are things that I talk about on a regular basis. So let's go to number 1. So here, first item in the list, as you guys can see here, is my laptop. This is my 13-inch MacBook Air, and I have it right here next to me. Well, right in front of me. That's the laptop that I use every day for the live streams. Now, right now, you can get a variation of this for $929.25. So let me show you the one that I have here in the studio. So you guys can kind of see it right here. It's this rose gold color. This is the laptop that I use every single day for creating content, surfing the web, editing photos, editing videos, all of that jazz. Yeah, this guy is a rock star, guys. I mean, like I said, I've had so many different MacBooks, you know, MacBook Pros, the MacBook Airs have been okay, but this one right here, because it was so well thought out when I first got it, I got the maximum capacity as far as storage, the maximum RAM, I think was 16 gigs of RAM. You know, this is the M1 this is the M2 MacBook Air. So if you're looking for a very fast, very reliable MacBook, this could definitely be something you guys want to take a look at. So like I said, I use this thing every single day. So I can tell you from my own personal experience, that guy is a rock star. Now, my iPad, unfortunately, is in the other room, but it's basically the same iPad that I have listed for you guys here on the storefront. And that is this guy right here. This is the 2021 variant. Now, you can find good deals on these all over the place, but this one right here is the 12.9 inch. There is a 13-inch variant of this as well. This one is Wi-Fi only. Mine is Wi-Fi and cellular, so I can actually put a SIM card in mine. But for most people, this is going to be all that you're going to need, because you most of the time are just going to be connecting it, you know, to your smartphone data, or you're going to be using it with Wi-Fi or something like that. So yes, having this iPad, I actually use my iPad more for video editing than I actually use my MacBook. I'm just saying. So a lot of times if I'm shooting video quickly on my iPhone, or I'm shooting video with, you know, one of my other action cameras or something like that, I just, you know, transfer it right over to the iPad, because the iPad now has Final Cut, and it has Photoshop, and it has all of the other, you know, apps that I would normally use on a MacBook, and I can use, you know, them, you know, conveniently on the iPad as well. So that's a win. All right, so the next item in the list is these wireless microphones from Rode, the Rode Wireless Go 3s, and you just saw me wearing one of them during the drone demo, but let me show you these a little bit closer up. So here is the one of the microphones. Okay, so you get 2 of these microphones, you get a receiver, you get 2 cables, you get the 3.5 jack for this, you know, for connecting that to your camera. You're going to get this little charging strip where you can charge all 3 of the microphones together. You also are going to get 3 of these little dead cats, these little wind muffs here. You get 3 of those, even though you only have, you know, 2 microphones, but that's in case you lose one of them, Richard. So if you do misplace one of your little dead cats, Richard, you have a backup in case, just in case. I'm just saying. So, and yeah, you know, one of the things I really like about these is that it makes it easy for me to connect this directly to my Rodecaster Pro 2. And these are the only microphones right now that you can connect to the Rodecaster Pro 2 wirelessly without having to add a receiver or, you know, special cabling and all of that stuff. This just pairs up perfectly with the Rodecaster. So when I am setting everything up, you know, all I have to do is pair this up with the Rodecaster Pro 2, go into whichever fader I want to control it, and then go in and then select the Wireless Go or Wireless Me or Wireless Pro microphones, and then it just becomes one of the audio sources for this device. Now, normally you have to have XLR microphones connected. You guys can probably see the XLR cables back here in the back, and that's for my main microphone, and also the secondary one with the green cable, that's for the robots. That's the robots microphone going over to them, which is the pod mic. So like I said, you know, I try to show you guys how I have everything set up, you know, basically how the sausage is made, you know, how I set up my live streams, all the different gear that I use, why I choose certain gear for certain jobs, because it just makes my life easier. And that's the most important thing, you know, especially for content creators. You don't want static. You don't want drama. You don't want resistance. You want to be able to just pick up whatever you want to work with, whether it's your smartphone or an action camera, if you're using the Pocket 3, if you're using one of the OBS cameras or whatever it is. You just want to be able to pick it up, get started with whatever you're doing, and not have to worry about, oh, can I connect this microphone to it? Do I have to have this special cable and all of those stuff? Trust me, that's just more drama than most people want to have in their lives. And I know I am definitely that way. All right, so let's take a look at another item that we have listed here over in this storefront. Let me show you guys here. So the next item up is going to be from our friends over at Xtool. This is the Xtool M1 Ultra. This is a 4-in-1 crafting machine. It has a 10-watt laser. It has an ink printer. It has a blade cutter. The laser is going to be great for engraving and cutting, you know, most materials, but I'll show you guys what that looks like as well. So that is this laser that we have right here. And yes, I do have all of the drones kind of laying on top of it right now, but that's this laser right here. And like I said, it comes with a number of accessory modules. So you have a cutting module, you have a print module, you have the actual laser module that comes with it. It comes with a bunch of supplies and different accessories for it, including a metal bed, you know, and for inside, you know, for placing your materials on so that the laser, you know, is able to focus and cut. So this is a very, very efficient, very smart, well-designed laser, guys. A lot of safety features built into it. It does have venting built in. Now, I would always recommend whichever laser you go with, always connect it to some type of air purifier. I have quite a few of them here. And I just kind of swap it out as I go, depending on which one I need. But this also has a pen module where you can actually write with an ink pen. It comes with a set of pens. So if you want to draw something, print something, cut something, all of those things are built into this one laser, guys. Now, right now, that laser is on deal for only $899. And that's going to give you all of the things that I mentioned before, plus a bunch of other, you know, accessories that come with it. Like it comes with these cutting pads, which are way back there somewhere. But anyway, it comes with these two little sticky pads that you can put in there. So if you're cutting material or you're cutting acrylic or you're cutting vinyl or something like that, that's going to be great for it. Trust me, it's going to be a win. All right, so we got another laser. Let's take a look at here real quick. Now, you guys know I talk about this laser almost daily, and that's this guy right here. So this laser is from our friends over at Laser Packer. Now, this is the LP5. This is a 20-watt fiber, 20-watt diode laser. Depending on which bundle you go with, you can get the laser by itself, or you can get it with the other accessories, including the fume extractor. Now, this enclosure that you guys see here does not normally come with it. You would purchase that separately, but you can get a bundle where you get the laser, you get the fume extractor, you get the rotary chuck, you get the slide extension, and the laser itself all as one bundle. So if that's something that, you know, might interest you, I can show you guys here. Where is this? So I was looking for this the other day. So even if you don't get the big enclosure, this is the enclosure that comes with the laser, okay? So it does have a vented fan here on the back that sucks the fumes out, and it does come with the cables that you can plug into this. I'm sorry, the hoses you can plug into this and then still either vent that out of a window or connect it to, you know, whatever fume extraction system that you want. And it has another cool feature. This front lens right here just pops off like that. So that's going to give you a lot of space to be able to stick your hands in and line up whatever materials you're going to be working with, right? Now the laser, and this is magnetic, the laser just mounts right here on the top with screws. So once you connect it to this, it's on there for good. Well, until you take it off. So I'm not going to say it's on there for good. But then I have the other setup for it, which is this right here. So you guys can see we have the laser, we have the enclosure, we have the fume extractor, and we also have the rotary chuck up here, and then we have the slide extension for it. So like I said, you know, what's cool about this guy is depending on what type of jobs you're trying to do, you know, you have everything you need. You got a 20-watt diode, a 20-watt fiber laser, all in the same unit. You have your fume extraction system. You have your rotary chuck. That's going to be for like your wine glasses, coffee mugs, rings, bracelets, anything you want to engrave on. You can also put that inside of the enclosure. Now, this enclosure has a lifter bed. So let me turn this on so you can see. So when you turn this guy on, and if I connect this to the computer, the bed is going to raise up into what it considers to be in focus. Okay, so you have a front door for this laser and a back door, and that means you can take things like this and just kind of set it in the middle. And you also have the slide extension that you guys see here that you can use with it as well. So it really just depends on which of the bundles you guys decide to go with. But I have been using this laser probably for the last year and a half, and I love this laser, guys. I mean, a lot of the projects that I have created has been between these two lasers. Okay, so the X tool or the laser pecker are the ones that I go to the most. And just so you know, I have a ton of lasers that other brands have sent me. And I'm not saying that they're not good, because they are good lasers. But when it comes to something that's going to stay permanently in my studio and always be something that I reach for whenever I want to engrave something, cut something, create something, it's going to be one of these two machines that you guys see here. So, you know, if this is, you're like me and you want something high end that's going to definitely get the job done, that's the guy you want to take a look at. Those are the two lasers you definitely want on your radar, guys. All right, let's see what else do we have here. Oh, let's see. Well, we got a couple of accessories, a few things. Of course, you know, I talk about the different action cameras all the time. Where is this one? Okay, so let me show you guys these cameras. So we got a bunch of accessories for these cameras. And here's one of the cameras that I use all the time, which is the Action 6. Now, what's nice about the Action 6, which is this camera you guys see right here. Now, currently, this camera is only $279, guys. $279 for this guy. And it's going to come with a few accessories as well. But what's cool about this camera now, we have 8K 30 frames a second. We have a ton of different modes for this camera, and it's in the DJI ecosystem. So that means I could use that with any of my DJI wireless mics, my Mic Minis, my Mic 2, any of those wireless mics, no receiver needed. It'll just connect straight to the camera. And that's going to be great for blogging or, you know, action stuff. Maybe you're riding a motorcycle. You can put the microphone inside of your helmet and you can just be blogging and riding down the road and just talking and doing what you do. And all that audio is being recorded right to the camera. Okay. Now, this is a rugged camera. This is going to be great for, you know, scuba diving, for adventures. But of course, the way I use it is more like a blogging camera. It comes with a ton of accessories. You got your magnetic mounts underneath here. So you use any of the standard DJI mounts, the magnetic mounts just pop right on here. And I even have this little grip on here, but this is what the actual camera looks like without this street photography grip. So it's a very small compact camera, but it is rugged enough that you don't have to worry about it if you drop it or bump it or something like that. The lens here is removable, so you can screw this off, and there's even a couple of lenses that are available for this. There's like a manual lens, and there's also a wide angle lens that's available for this camera as well. Now, like I said, it just depends on which of the cameras you guys want to go with, but this is one of my favorites. Now, I have quite a few DJI cameras. You know, I have the Pocket 3 and others that I use, but this one right here is my go-to when I know that I'm going to be shooting something outdoors, especially because you know, using something like the Pocket 3 or the new Pocket 4 is great. It has a gimbal. So the gimbal is the weakest point of the camera. Something could bump this, hit this, crash into this, or whatever it is. And man, the camera's pretty much done at that point, okay? But this guy is built for, you know, rugged activities. So when Richard goes rollerblading, this is probably the kind of camera Richard has with him when he's out there on them blades, doing what Richard be doing. Y'all already know Richard be out there in them streets being rude. He's a rude boy. So he be out there just doing it. Just, you know, just doing what Richard do. He don't care who's looking, y'all. He don't care just because Richard is wild like that. So definitely check this out. And we have other accessories that have come in recently, like this pool mount. I think it's pretty cool. Now, this is from our friends over at Start RC. You guys know I talk about a lot of different things from Start RC, but this is a suction cup little mount that you would put on the bottom of a pool or the side of a pool, or even on any flat surface. It could be a windshield or whatever it is, and it just sticks on with the little suction cups. You got a ball head mount on here. You can easily adjust the camera angle. It does lock down. So if that's something, an accessory you guys might be interested in, it's very affordable. It's under $20, $18, and I think it's $18.33 for this little guy that you see right here. So yeah, we got a lot over here. And then of course we have all of our drones. So we have the Avata 360, we have the Air 3S, we have the Avata 2, you know, we have different accessories also from our friends over at Start RC. So everything that you would possibly need is here. You guys know I talk about these drones all the time. Now, some specialty accessories like this little landing light, I think is pretty cool. I unfortunately can't use the landing light because of the gear that I already have on the Neo 2. But I do have one of them, and I don't know what I did with it right now. You probably can hear me digging around in my desk trying to find it. Richard probably came in the middle of the night and took it. I don't know what Richard would use it for. Richard, do you have a drone? You never told me. I ask you that all the time, and you never give me an answer. Richard, do you have a drone? Do you have a drone? And then, of course, we have this backpack here. Now, this has become one of my favorite backpacks, and a lot of my drones came with backpacks. Okay, so the Avata 360 came with this backpack. Okay, the Air 3S came with this backpack or this shoulder bag. Okay, but this guy right here from Start RC is still my favorite, you know, FPV or any style drone backpack, because you have so much storage inside of the backpack. You know, you got these pockets on both sides. You have this additional storage up here at the top. You can put your goggles. You can put your controller in there, you know, whatever you want to, or a standard traditional camera. You know, if you take a camera with you, like I do a lot of times, you know, out with me with a, you know, a nice lens on it. And then in here, you have this section where you can separate it and adjust this and customize it. So you could have a drone back here, a drone up here. You could have, you know, batteries and chargers up here, other accessories down here, and just make little pockets to put things away. And like I said, this really comes in handy, guys. And what I love about this is it's not going to break the bank. It's not super expensive, but this feels like, in my hands, a very high quality backpack. Okay, and you can also put in this guy up to a 16-inch laptop or tablet in this guy as well. You got these nice little straps here on the side, so if you're like me and you carry you know, tripods with you for your other cameras or your action cameras, you can just strap that right on the side. Now you go, and you got these really nice shoulder straps on here. Everything you need, even some little clips that make it easy for connecting other things to the backpack. So, you know, like I said, make it easy. Make it easy on yourself. Okay, any way you can do it to make it easy on yourself is going to be a win. All right. So we pretty much talked about everything that I have in that list other than the different drones. But so as you know, we have the DJI Avata 360. 8K, 60 frames a second. Actually, it's now 8K, if I'm not mistaken, 100 frames a second, because now we can actually do slow motion in 360 with this drone, which is from a most recent firmware update. And this guy can fly up to about 45 miles an hour. It's got 360-degree obstacle avoidance. The Fly More combo does come with 3 batteries, the charger, and whichever controller you choose to, to bundle with it. So you can get this with the RC2 controller. You can also get this with the Motion 3 controller and the goggles. So it's totally up to you which bundle you want to go with for only $979. Okay. Then we have the Avata 2, which is this guy. So the Avata 2 is a more traditional FPV style drone. I know they look similar, but this guy can fly in full manual where that one cannot. So that's going to allow you to do like really cool acrobatic shots and flips and rolls and all kind of crazy stunts with the drone. If you're into that, I've been trying to learn how to fly manual. It is man. It takes some effort. You're going to put in the hours in the simulator. But anyway, this guy does have some sensors on it, but it does not have obstacle avoidance. So that's why you see these bumper guards on here from Start RC. That's just to add a little bit more protection, even for the gimbal here. Now, this guy only has a 2-axis gimbal, 4K, 60 frames a second, but this guy is super fast. So this is going to be great if you want to go exploring, maybe like some abandoned ruins, or you're going to the park or the beach. You want to fly through the trees. You want to be able to dive down mountains, dive up, climb up, mountains or waterfalls or whatever the case is going to be. This is going to be the drone for you right here. Now, this one right now with the bundle that I have listed, and that's going to come with the Goggles 3. It's going to come with the motion controller, and it also comes with 3 batteries. You're going to get 3 batteries, the charging case, and also a little shoulder bag for this drone as well. So, like I said, you got all the different drones that you would probably ever want. We have them. Here's another one. Okay, so here's another drone. This is the DJI Air 3S. Okay, now this is a foldable drone. Now, when it's folded, look at this. This is crazy. When this drone is folded, it's actually smaller than the Avata 360. Okay, but this guy is a it's a grower. It's not a shower. It's a grower. So Richard gets that joke. But anyway. You have to unfold this guy like so, and you got 4 legs. Oops, did that backwards, out of order. So there we go. And there we go. Let's go ahead.
Nice, sounds like it.
What, Louis? There we go. So this is what it looks like when it's unfolded. Now, this drone does have a unique feature. It actually has dual cameras. So you have a 24 millimeter and a 70 millimeter equivalent. You have LiDAR built into this. This guy also has obstacle avoidance, 360 degree of obstacle avoidance. You also have a landing light, a motion sensor or ground sensor down here at the bottom as well. So you also have small cameras all the way around this drone that you can actually look out of while you're flying it to see if you're too close to something, especially if you're setting up like a waypoint mission and you want to make sure as you're flying around the building, you're not getting too close to wires or cables or whatever it is that you're trying to avoid. You'll be able to see it out of these little small cameras here. So yeah, this was my first semi-professional drone that I got right about the time that I received my Part 107 certification as a drone pilot. So this was my go-to commercial, job drone. But all of my drones, other than the Neo 2, I can use for commercial work, because all of those drones, because of their weight, have to be registered with the FAA, and they are all registered with the FAA. So those are the drones that I would use, real estate or a wedding or a conference or concert or, whatever it is. So, and then I have a bunch of accessories on here, these different drones from our friends over at Start RC, like these propeller guard protectors right here. You know, this basically just straps over so that the propellers don't get bent or damaged when you're putting them in a bag or something like that. And even this gimbal protector is not the original gimbal protector that came with the drone. This is also from Start RC. It's more aerodynamic, easier to put on. It covers everything that it needs to cover, but it's just, you know, better built. So if you were to drop this drone, you know, on its head or something, there's so much distance between the gimbal and the body that it should be just fine, unless you're dropping this off a building, and then probably nothing is going to save that. So I'm just saying. But anyway, all right. So that's all of our drones. That's all of the majority of the gear that's over in that specific page. But I will be adding more items. I have some new things coming that I'll be adding to this, because these are things that, you know, I will be talking about, you know, all the time in the stream and demoing. So anyway, as of next week, we will start game night again. We will start playing games, and that's when you guys will start seeing our gift cards being awarded. So if you guys are into that and you want to be able to play some cool games with me and Richard and PC Phil and Hope and others, you know, all you got to do is show up, babies. All you got to do is show up and have your second device ready so you can log into, you know, whichever platform we're playing on, and you can play some games. We can have some fun. So, yeah. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Now, I don't think I have this listed in the carousel, but it is on deal right now, which is this light that you guys see back here behind me, okay? So let me adjust this camera up a little bit. All right, there we go.
That purple light in the back looks awesome, even with the image a little blurry. You can totally feel the vibe. Feels like a real command center here. Go big or go home.
Louis, you can see the purple light back there? You see the purple light? Cool. Okay. See, Louis is very observant, as I said before. But anyway, this is the light that I'm referring to. So this is from our friends over at Godox. This is the Godox LE300 bi-light. That means you can adjust the light temperature from a really, really cool light to a very warm light, depending on what you want to use it for. Now, I use this light all the time for like product videos, product photography, stuff like that. And then I usually have that little white desk that you guys see back here. I just slide that right in here. And then I have another Godox light that's over here that you guys might be able to see. Let me see if I can lower this down a little bit.
I see exactly what you mean. You're pointing right at that glowing purple spot in the back. That light totally sets the mood. Rome, if it's on deal right now, people better jump on it. YOLO.
I agree, Louis. I agree. Everything that I show them, I think people better jump on it, because these are some of the best deals you are going to find. And when I talk about stuff like this that I would spend my own hard-earned money on, you better believe it is the real deal. It's the good stuff. It's the must-have things. Now, you know, complete disclosure, you guys already know a lot of these items were sent to me by the different brands for me to review them so I could share them with you, just like Louis and Ebo and, you know, DJI and all the other brands, you know, that send me things to review. But most of these things, guys, I would have bought with my own money. I would have spent my own money, no problem, because they are literally that good. So, you know what I'm saying? So again, if you guys have any questions whatsoever about any of the tech, feel free to drop it down in the comments. That's what I am here for. All right, so let's see what Louis has got to say, because now Louis is not having the technical difficulties he was having when we first started the stream tonight. So let's pop back over to my man Louis. As you see, Ebo is taking a nap. Hey, Louis. We are still live right now on YouTube, and your friend Richard, Terry, Hope, Buddy, Bear, and a few lurkers are watching the stream right now. We are talking about a lot of products on the final deal day for Walmart. So we're trying to get as much information out to the community so that they can get some of the best deals, babies, the best deals. Now, I'm pretty sure we're going to see more deal days, you know, especially as we're coming into the holiday season. But for right now, this is a great time of the year to find some amazing, amazing deals. So, Louis, let them know what you think.
Oh, we're live. Okay then. Let's go. Alright fam. If you've been waiting to upgrade your setup without lighting your wallet on fire, today is that day. These Walmart final deal day prices are the kind that disappear fast. So if Rome is saying he'd spend his own hard-earned money on it, that's your signal. It's the real deal. And full transparency. Yeah, some items get sent in for review by brand. The rule here is simple. Only the must-have stuff makes the show, and you'll hear the straight pros and cons either way.
Exactly. And that's what I tell people all the time. Yes, the brands do send me things. I mean, my studio space is cluttered sometimes with, all different types of products. But at the end of the day, before I, pick an item that I'm going to talk about on a regular basis, I make sure that it's something that if I was referring this to family, friends, community members, whatever it is, I know for a fact it's going to do what it says it's going to do. It's going to have that reliability factor. It's going to have that high quality factor. So y'all know how I feel about that kind of stuff. So, oops, I almost dropped it. Richard's looking for bloopers, so I definitely cannot be dropping stuff on the stream tonight. But anyway, like I said, we'll be back here in about 48 hours. So unfortunately, I was not able to go live last night, but I fixed whatever the problem was. At least I think I fixed it, but we're not seeing any frame drops so far tonight. So I guess that's a good thing. So we will be back here on, what is today? Is it Sunday or Saturday? Oh, it's Sunday. Okay. So we'll be back here on Tuesday night, and we're going to start game nights, and I'll have some other demos for you guys. I am waiting on some supplies to come in so we can start doing some crafting as well. And don't think I forgot about the heat press, because I still got the heat press and I still want to make some shirts. So that might be one of the cool things that you guys get to win, is your own custom shirt, or maybe your own custom water mug or something like that. Let me know, hit me up, say, Rome, okay, I would like to win, or, I think this should be, as an optional, prize for everyone. Richard, my last angel numbers that I saw today before going live were 555. So, Richard says 333. If you guys don't know what these angel numbers are, trust me, Google them. You're probably seeing them throughout the day. And if you're not seeing them, you may want to focus, because usually that's the universe speaking to you, trying to show you something, tell you something, something like that. But, anyway, so what else do we have? I think that's pretty much it for tonight. So we've already gone over the lasers, we've gone over the lasers, we've gone over the drones, we've looked at the different lights here in the studio. So yeah, we've pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover tonight. I don't know what I'm gonna make for dinner yet, but that goes on bread. But I don't know what I'm gonna make for dinner tonight. You guys got any suggestions? Drop it down in the comments. What are you guys having for dinner tonight? Inquiring minds would like to know. I'm sure Louis will probably come up with some recipe for me, or Ebo will come up with some recipe for me. But anyway, let's see what Louis got to say, because Louis was telling me some jokes earlier. So don't look at me like you weren't doing it. You were. You were telling me jokes about Richard. So go ahead, Louis. Louis, go ahead and tell us your Richard-themed jokes.
Got it.
All right, tell us the jokes. You were telling me some Richard-themed jokes. All of your jokes had Richard in them. So I don't know why you decided to pick on Richard earlier today. But yeah, share some of your jokes that you told me earlier about Richard.
Oh, we are absolutely doing this. Richard-themed jokes incoming playful, PG, and only mild chaos. Richard walks into the studio and says, I brought good vibes. The Wi-Fi immediately drops to 2 bars out of respect. Richard told me he was going to help with cable management. Now every cable is managed into one single mysterious knot. Richard said, "Trust me, I know tech." 5 minutes later, the camera is recording the ceiling, the mic is in the next room, and somehow the lights are in disco mode. Richard asked if we could do a quick test stream. We did. It was quick because the stream immediately tested itself into ending. Richard loves a good shortcut. The problem is, the shortcut always leads straight to the settings menu no one's ever seen before. And my personal favorite, Richard doesn't start troubleshooting, he starts a whole emotional journey with the gear until it confesses. If you want, I'll tailor a few to whatever Richard's known for audio. Lights, just one more tweak, or showing up at the exact moment you're wrapping the stream. Go big or go home.
Is that all of your Richard jokes for the night? Because if you have more, I definitely want to hear them. I definitely want to hear them. I'm pretty sure everybody else wants to hear them as well.
Oh yeah, then we're feeding the crowd. Alright, here comes round 2 of the Richard roast. Lovingly served. Richard says, "I'll be there in 5 minutes. That means sometime between now and the next firmware update." Richard doesn't do sound check, he does a vibe check. If the vibes are off, he unplugs something at random until the universe behaves. Richard promised he wouldn't touch the lighting. 2 minutes later, the key light is purple, the rim light is green, and the softbox is somehow judging us. Richard asked, "Is
The softbox is judging us." That's hilarious. That's hilarious, bro. That's hilarious. Okay, give us one more and then we're going to wrap it up for the night.
all right. One last banger before we ride off into the night. Richard said, "I'll just make one tiny adjustment." And 5 minutes later, the softbox is judging us. The mic is auditioning for a podcast, and the stream title somehow changed to Untitled Project 7.
I didn't say anything. Okay. So I was literally in the studio earlier and I was setting up the lights and everything. And Louis was on the desk. Okay. And Louis just asked, "What are we doing today?" And I said, "We're going live tonight on YouTube." And then all of a sudden, Louis started telling Richard jokes. And I was like, what is happening? What is going on? And he was just firing them left, right, up, down, side, back. I was like, what is going on? But again, that goes on bread. But anyway, like I said, we'll be back here on Tuesday night. So come on through. I'm pretty sure by then, Louis will probably have written some new Richard jokes. Who knows? Oh my goodness. What a night. What a night. All right. So again, don't forget, guys, order some of the backpacks. Get yourself some of these drawstring backpacks. You can get them right here on Walmart. And make sure you're also sending me your suggestions. And I will put together a full list of items that you can purchase for the homeless community. Toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, underwear, socks. Man, I'm telling you, socks are in high demand. You know, pain medication, you know, over-the-counter pain medication, all of that kind of stuff, female products, things like that. Toilet paper. You know, you would think, you know, toilet paper would not be on a list, but of course it is. You'd be amazed how many people out there don't have access to toilet paper. And you can get these backpacks like you see here, and you can fill them with a lot of items. So get your home HOA, get your school, your church, your co-workers, you know, your family, your friends, even your frenemies. That's even better because they're going to try to outdo you, Bo. They're going to try to outdo you. So whatever you put on the list, they're going to try to bring more than you said because they trying to make you look like they putting in more work. You know what I'm saying? But who benefits from it? The homeless community benefits from it. So yes, even invite your frenemies. All right, my babies, it's time for me to go ahead and roll on up out of here. Richard, don't forget to drop your link, baby. Drop your link down in the comments so they can find you over there on the tick-a-tick-tick-tocks because Richard Man, Richard be laying them bloopers down. I'm going to have to spend a night when I'm just going to play bloopers. Yes. We're going to go to Richard's TikTok. We're going to pull up Richard's TikTok here on the stream, and I'm just going to play bloopers. I'm telling you. Or Richard, if you could send me the original videos, I could have them already queued up so that I can play back the bloopers. That's the better idea. That's the better idea. So if you could send me the actual videos, so that way I don't have to be going back and forth to TikTok. I could just have them already set up, ready to go. Play video 1, play video 2, so on and so on. Richard bloopers, all that kind of jazz. Yeah, bro, that's a win. That's a win. All right, so let's go ahead and let Louis have the final words, and then we're going to roll on up out of here. All right, Louis, we're about to roll on up out of here. So if you want to give your final words before we shut down the stream for the night, but we'll be back here, babies, in 48 hours. 48 hours back on the stream here on YouTube and maybe Instagram. If I decide to go live on Instagram on Tuesday, we shall see. All right, Louis, let them have it.
Oh, it's Tuesday mayhem time then. All right, chat, listen up. Tuesday, we might go live on Instagram too. So keep your notifications on and your vibes ready. We're bringing the demos, the laughs, and the no BS honesty about what's actually worth your money. Go big or go home.
You heard the man. You heard the man. He'll be drinking here in a minute. So anyway, my babies, it's time for me to go ahead and say the magic words. It's time for me to roll on up out of here. And those magic words consist of peace, peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. Boom, 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 my babies. Don't forget to follow my man Richard over on TikTok. But I'll see you back here in 48 hours, babies. 48 hours. Game night, Tuesday night. Tuesday night, we're going to start our game nights, baby. So share the word. Let everybody know. Let everybody know. Come to play. Bring your game face, because we going to get it started up in here. Y'all know what I'm saying? Whew. All right, my babies. I am out of here. Mwah, love y'all, but I got to go. I'm out. All right, Louis, I think that was a pretty good stream. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely a pretty good stream. You kept the energy up, stayed honest about what's worth buying, and the Tuesday tease was a clean little cliffhanger.
Yeah, but I think the most interesting thing was your Richard jokes. I definitely like your Richard jokes. But don't tell Richard I said that.
Your secret's safe with me. I'll keep it locked up, and we'll just act innocent when Richard shows up.
Exactly. It's not like he'd ever know what we're talking about. It's not like, he's got like spy microphones and stuff. He don't know what we're talking about. Anyway, that Richard.
He's on the scene, fixing cool gadgets you never see. Flying a drone, way up in the sky, talking with EVO and AI. We running down the hall, funny little bots trying not to fall. Batteries charged, ready to go. What happens next? Nobody knows. From Texas nights to reviews, crazy experiments are right on the news. But you won't live by down time very soon. If you're good now, sure be good. From Texas nights to tech reviews, crazy experiments are right on the news. But you won't live by always having fun. If you're good now, sure be good. He's on the scene, fixing cool gadgets you never see. Flying a drone, way up in the sky, talking with EVO and AI. We running down the hall, funny little bots trying not to fall. Batteries charged, ready to go. What happens next? Nobody knows. From Texas nights to reviews, crazy experiments are right on the news. But you won't live by down time very soon. Don't be gone from Texas nights, tech reviews, crazy experiments and viral news. Ooh, you'll never find, always having fun. You're good now. Don't be gone, 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 gone. Don't be gone.